And what's going on, guys? It is Straw Hat Brian. I am back again, bro, and we about to deliver this One Piece chapter 890 review for you guys. If you haven't checked it out yet, I suggest you do so now. You know, spoilers, bro, gonna be lurking in this video. So let's talk about this cover story, which wasn't even a cover story. Actually, it was just a special cover illustration, and it was basically representing the Chinese zodiac. The only thing that I really took from that was that Big Mom represented the boar, year of the boar, in the Chinese zodiac, and I think that was really cool. I don't know, maybe there might be some deeper foreshadow behind that, but also I think being the sign of the boar, she might be a glutton. Thus, her being a glutton also kind of would make sense in a foreshadow of maybe there might be a 7 deadly sins counterpart inside the One Piece storyline. Maybe this is a foreshadow. Maybe Hoda is hinting at that. And if you're watching this, I said it first. So, excuse me. Let's talk about this actual chapter. So, chapter starts off. Well, first off, let me just say, hold up. This chapter, I'm gonna just rate the last chapter was a 4. I didn't get to rate it. Last chapter was a 4. This chapter, solid 5, bro. This chapter is a solid 5, and we're gonna get into it. And we're gonna talk about why this chapter was so amazing, so epic, just kept you on the edge of your seats from beginning to the end. And I'm just filled. I'm so fulfilled, and I'm so happy because this chapter just, it makes everything from anybody who's been a long time One Piece fan. And I just recently got into One Piece. Like, I always watched it, you know, as a teen or as a kid growing up, you know, a few episodes here and there. But, you know, eventually once I, you know, turned 21, 22, I was just like hooked on One Piece. Once Naruto ended, I was hooked on One Piece. And then it just from seeing it and reading from beginning to where we are now, the journey has been worth it. And Oda has kept this promise. The journey is worth it, and this is what sets One Piece aside from all the other mangas, because it's about the longevity. It is a manga built on longevity, so I respect it. Each and every chapter, I just hold the manga, the art, the piece of work that is One Piece. I hold it in an upper echelon because it is just, it's amazing. And anyone who's just been keeping up thus far can't deny that. So let's just talk about this chapter. Sparrow and his sibling, they start talking about Big Mom. You know, we get to go back, and I love that the chapter continued from where Big Mom left off, where Big Mom and the Straw Hats left off. So Big Mom is on the ship, and then Sparrow and his brother, they're overlooking of what's going on, and we see that Big Mom has lost tremendous amount of weight, and they notice, and they even state that, how long has it been since Big Mom has lost all this weight? Like, how long has it been since they've seen her in this form? It's been many years. That's what Sparrow states. So Big Mom, she starts causing destruction on the Sunny, and Big Mom remembers, like, you know, she's looking for the cake, and Jinbei tries to stop her, and she actually remembered that Sparrow told her that the cake was on the ship, and if it wasn't, and he was lying to her, she was going to kill him. And he's like overlooking what's going on. He's like, oh my God, she still remembers? How conscious is she? So a little mini theory is, how conscious is Big Mom, like, during these eating fits? So is it as she grows skinnier, does her rationality start to show more? Because when it seemed like in the beginning of the arc, when we first saw her causing havoc because of her eating disorder, when we first saw that, it was kind of more of a mindless rampage. But now it seems like she has a goal, and it is the cake. Kind of the same thing that it was for the Croquet Bush, like I said in the beginning of the arc. But now it's kind of like she knows what it is that she's doing, somewhat, not to a degree. That's what we're getting. So that's a mini theory. I wonder if it is because she's getting skinny. That's why she's able to kind of rationalize a little bit. But it's kind of funny, like, when you're so hungry, you can't really rationalize. And we do see that in the chapter, she does resort to extreme measures. You know how, like, when you are hungry, it's like, yo, I need to eat and I need to eat now. So I love that Oda definitely demonstrates that well in this chapter. And, Napoleon, I thought it was cool because he does this special move, which is like cognac, and then he turns into like a flame sword, but like Prometheus help, and it was just amazing to see that go down and to see that Big Mom really isn't no joke. She's a very capable fighter. She's very much like can handle her own, even against 5 other individuals. And Jinbei definitely saves the day. Definitely shows that he is definitely a strong Shichibukai. He's of the upper echelon of the Shichibukai members, where I think if we ranked them all, that would be in the order that probably where we saw them, I guess. Like, Crocodile obviously has to be weaker than Doflamingo. See what I'm saying? That's all I'm getting at there. So, to see Jinbei, taking that stand, being that who else is going to take that stand for the rest of the crewmates, because Brook took that stand earlier in the arc too. That didn't turn out so well. So seeing Jinbei take that stand, we got to see his Kairagi technique, which is basically, I guess, a fishman karate version of airman hockey. I'm not really too sure. I hope Oda fleshes that out a lot more. Hope we get more details on that. I thought that was really cool. And then when they clash, and to see that Jinbei blocked that technique, Perospero was like, how? How did he block that? Like, how did you even block Cognac? You know what I mean? That's like I'm guessing that must have to be one of Big Mom's strongest techniques. I'm guessing, Cognac's some strong liquor. It'll set you on fire, bro. Insides. So, I thought that was great, but Big Mom tells Jinbei, strength alone isn't gonna stop me. So she, maneuvers in a swiftly manner and manages to like just knock Jinbei off the ship, and like that was crazy to me. I thought that was amazing, but like Jinbei comes back with some more Fishman karate and then use his sea current shoulder blow, and basically that's like he spins up a tidal wave and all that, and then he throws it back onto the ship, putting out Big Mom's like form that she had with Prometheus basically catching her hair on fire, and I'm guessing enhancing her fighting capabilities. He basically was just like, nah bro, because we can't forget she's a devil fruit user, and if the sun is part of a devil fruit user's ability, come on, it's going to be weak to water. It's fire. I mean, and it's just it's the soul of the sun, a bit of the sun. So it's not the actual sun. It's just like Prometheus is a nimbus cloud, or a cumulus nimbus cloud. And even though he is, a cloud that can make rain and thunderstorm, like he's still prone to certain weaknesses and things. Like, luckily for Nami, she's able to use her climb attack to make like those little thunder bubbles, lightning bubbles, and then he's able to eat them. So that's really cool, and that also shows that a lot of these devil fruit users, despite how strong you are, you do have your flaws and drawbacks. So I always think that's really cool. But we're going off on a tangent. So back to Jinbei saving the day. After he uses that shoulder blow, he switches up, and he's back on the ship. He stopped the ship from catching on fire because Big Mom was doing damage. And then he uses his Fishman Karate secret technique, and then he uses Vagabond Drill and decks Big Mom center in the chest right off the ship. And that part that sent chills down my spine. Like, Luffy couldn't even do nothing. It just shows how much of an asset Jinbei is, and how much just fishmen in general are assets, especially if you're trained well. If you're trained well like Jinbei has been trained, you can obviously take on devil fruit users easily. Like, no wonder he was able to take on Ace. But that also goes to contest how strong Ace was. But you can't put down Jinbei because of his experience. Again, I've always boiled it down. Like, lately it has been shown throughout this arc, experience is one thing that the Straw Hats are lacking currently. But they're gaining this as they're going. So I love everything about this arc. I was a bit crossed on Whole Cake Island from the beginning when the arc started. But now, oh man, I just love it. And so after that, Big Mom regains her footing and she decides, like, you know what? I'm just going to just chop the whole ship in half. That way, I can just get to the cake, because the Straw Hats are at the same time. They're trying to protect Carrot because the full moon is out. She can't look at the full moon because obviously she'll go into a Sulong and then she'll go berserk mode and then she'll fight until, you know, the sunrise comes up and then she will just die from exhaustion. So they're trying to avoid that, at the same time trying to fend off Big Mom. So while they're trying to do that, Big Mom, you know, she elongates her sword, Napoleon, and then decides, like, you know what, I'm just going to cut you guys down. And then Nami and Brooke set their plan in motion, and then they decide to distract Zeus. And so Brooke, you know, Zeus tries not to fall for it, and he tries to shock Nami. Nami uses her Mirage technique, and it's basically Brooke who gets shocked, and he uses himself as a lightning rod because he's made of bones, and he can't even feel it. So basically, they are able to, like, he's able to thus hold Big Mom's attack, and then just, like, you know, just one-ups Big Mama and just says, like, the young lady, let me see your panties, like, giving that signature line, and then cuts Zeus, because after Zeus ate these lightning balls already, cut Zeus in half, and then Nami forcibly makes Zeus discharge on Big Mom, because Big Mom just falls right between them, and she's on the ship and just lightning strikes, and then, like, everyone just couldn't believe it. All of her sons were just, like, in shock, like, bro, they did not just zap Big Mom. Like, what is going on? Can you imagine the bounties and how high they are going to go after this arc? Like, they are really putting in work against Big Mom, and maybe it is the luck of, you know, plot purposes that's on their side, but you can't say, like, this isn't great. I mean, obviously, it's probably just, like, you know, again, luck is on the Straw Hat side. But, come on, like, story writing, this is probably one of the best arcs, other than maybe Enies Lobby slash Water 7, because those two are kind of like one whole big arc, just chopped into two arcs. And I would have to say, Enies Lobby and then Marineford. Those are probably the two where I believe, like, that's where One Piece was getting, like, yo, this is crazy. Things are too crazy at this point. It's like stakes are big. Stakes are high. So they managed to do that, and then they send Big Mom off the ship again, and then Prometheus trying to catch Big Mom and whatever. And they're like, okay, we just gotta keep sailing forward. And so now, after Zeus has been discharged, Nami now has Zeus in her hands, and she's just like, so, when I said let's be friends earlier, like, you must have mistaken me. I'm not asking you to be my friend. I'm telling you to be my servant or die. The choice is yours. Boss moment status from Nami, bro. The Weatheria witch, bro. Trademarking that right now, because I'm just already theorizing what is going to happen. Like, Zeus is going to basically blow up like Prometheus, because we saw that happen in the Seducing Woods. So she's gonna use Zeus to defeat Prometheus, and thus, like, cutting Big Mom's power in half. But I'm pretty sure Big Mom's gonna have a backup. There's always gotta be a backup to a backup, or unless Big Mom really might fire herself to exhaustion, to the point where, like, she might need the cake, and it might really lead to, like, a life or death situation. And then Sanji comes, saves the day, feeds her this cake. Everything goes back to normal. Guarantee that might be how this chapter really ends. It might be bittersweet. Pun intended, indeed. So, Big Mom, she regains her footing. You know, she's pursuing the Straw Hats, and that's basically where the chapter ends. And again, like, this chapter it was a setup chapter, but it is a rated 5 setup chapter. I thought it was amazing. I'm highly going for that. Once Zeus defeats Prometheus, Nami is definitely going to capture Prometheus, and thus she will become the true Weather Witch. I'm telling you. And that's going to change her sobriquet or her nickname, you know what I mean, and basically give it something fresh other than cat burglar, because she doesn't really steal anymore. Feel what I'm saying? Anyway, Straw Hat Brian, I'm going to be signing out. This is my review of One Piece chapter 890. I hope you like it. We didn't get no Luffy in this chapter. We didn't get no Germa in this chapter. But we got Straw Hats fending off Big Mom by themselves, bro. So I'm all for it, man. I'm ready to see some more mixing. I want to see Jinbei give Big Mom these hands, bro. Like, let's get it, man. So Straw Hat Brian, man, I'm going to be signing out. Rating this chapter 5. Please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell for more. Hit me up in the comment sections down below. And have a wonderful night.